Hey guys, in this video we are going to be making a see-through tank top. To do this, I'm using a size 4 medium weight yarn. I'm using Red Heart, but you of course can use any brand that you would like. And I am also using a 5.5mm hook. For this, we are going to be starting with a chain of 92. And if you need to see how to do this or anything else in this video, I will put links for those in the description below. And if you need to change the size of this, we will talk about how to do that after working this first row. So after working a chain of 92, we're going to make sure that this chain is completely straight. And then we are going to slip stitch into the first chain on this chain of 92. So slip stitch right into that. When you have slip stitched into that first stitch, we will then start with a chain of 5, which counts as a triple crochet and a chain 1. We will then skip a stitch and triple crochet into the next stitch, then chain 1 and skip a stitch and triple crochet into the next stitch. Then we will chain 1 and triple crochet into this same stitch for 2 triple crochets in this same stitch. We will then chain 3 and work a double crochet into this same stitch. We will then chain 1 and work 1 more double crochet into this same stitch. You should then have a triple crochet, a chain 1, a triple crochet, a chain 3, a double crochet, a chain 1, and a double crochet, all into the same stitch. We will then chain 1, skip a stitch, and double crochet into the next stitch. And we will repeat this 9 times by chaining 1, skipping a stitch, and double crocheting into the next. And now repeat this 8 times. When you have repeated that 9 times, we will then go on to chain 1 and work a double crochet into the same stitch for 2 double crochets in this same stitch. Then chain 3 and work a triple crochet into this same stitch. We will then chain 1 and again work 1 more triple crochet into this same stitch. So we will now have the opposite of what we had for our last corner, and we will have a double crochet, a chain 1, a double crochet, a chain 3, a triple crochet, a chain 1, and a triple crochet. This should also leave you with 9 individual double crochets in between your 2 corners at this point. We will then go on to chain 1, skip a stitch, and triple crochet into the next stitch, and we will now repeat this 12 times, again by chaining 1, skipping a stitch, and triple crocheting into the next stitch, and now repeat this 11 times. When you have repeated that 12 times, you will then chain 1 and triple crochet into the same stitch, and this will be the same as the first corner that we worked. So we will then chain 3 and double crochet into the same stitch 1 time, then chain 1 and double crochet into the same stitch 1 last time. So for that corner, we should have a triple crochet, a chain 1, a triple crochet, a chain 3, a double crochet, a chain 1, and a double crochet. And that should leave us with 12 individual triple crochets in between the 2 corners on this side. We will then go on to repeat the same thing after we did after working the first triangle by chaining 1, skipping a stitch, and then double crocheting into the next stitch, and then again repeating this 9 times by chaining 1, skipping a stitch, and double crocheting into the next stitch, and now repeating this 8 times. When you have repeated that 9 times, we will then chain 1, double crochet 1 time into the same stitch, then chain 3, triple crochet into the same stitch, then chain 1 and triple crochet 1 more time into the same stitch. That should leave us with a double crochet, a chain 1, a double crochet, a chain 3, a triple crochet, a chain 1, and a triple crochet, all in the same stitch, again with 9 individual double crochets in between the last 2 corners. We will then go on to chain 1, skip a stitch, and triple crochet into the next stitch, and repeat this pattern all the way until we get back to the beginning chain for this round, again by chaining 1, skipping a stitch, and triple crocheting into the next stitch, all the way until we come back to the chain 5 of the beginning of this round. When you come back to the chain 5 at the beginning of this round, you should be left with 1 stitch left to skip after triple crocheting your last triple crochet. So we will then chain 1, skip this stitch, and slip stitch into the 4th chain of the beginning 5 from the beginning of this round. This neckline measures 18 centimeters by 13.5 centimeters, and if you would like to make this any bigger, you will want to do that in increments of 4, which will give you 2 extra stitches. You will then want to add 1 stitch to both the long or short sides, and if you are wanting to add more than that, just remember to increase in increments of 4, making sure to distribute the extra stitches evenly. For the next row, we are going to start off by slip stitching into the next chain 1 space that there is available. The way I like to do this is by slip stitching directly into the chain itself, and then I actually like to slip stitch around the chain, and that gives it more of a look of starting like it's in the middle of the chain space. So we are going to do the exact same thing for the beginning of this round as we did for the last, by starting with a chain of 5, which does count as a triple crochet and a chain 1. So we will then skip the next triple crochet and triple crochet around the next chain 1 space, and we will repeat that pattern of chaining 1, skipping the next triple crochet, and triple crocheting around the next chain 1 space until we have come to the chain 3 space on the corner, which I just have. So we are going to chain 1, triple crochet around the chain 3 space, and work the same corner that we did for the last row. So we will then chain 1, triple crochet around the chain 3 space again, then chain 3, double crochet around the same chain 3 space, chain 1, and double crochet around the same chain 3 space one last time. We will then go on to chain 1 and double crochet around the next chain 1 space because we are now on the double crochet side. So we will then go on to repeat this by chaining 1, skipping the next double crochet, and double crocheting around the next chain 1 space, and again repeating this all the way until we come to the next chain 3 space. When you have again come to the chain 3 space, we will then chain 1 and double crochet around the chain 3 space, chain 1, double crochet around the chain 3 space again, then chain 3, triple crochet around the chain 3 space, then chain 1 and triple crochet around the same chain 3 space one last time. We will then chain 1, skip the next triple crochet, and triple crochet around the next chain 1 space, and repeat this all the way across until the next corner, again by chaining 1, skipping the next stitch, and triple crocheting around the next chain 1 space. You will then go on to repeat this same pattern all the way around, making sure to work triple crochets on the triple crochet sides and working double crochet on the double crochet sides, working triple crochet, chain 1, triple crochet, chain 3, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in each chain 3 space, in that order or in backwards order depending on which way you're coming to the corner. When you have made it all the way around that round, you should again end with a triple crochet and 1 stitch left to skip. So we will chain 1, skip that stitch, and slip stitch into the 4th chain of the beginning 5 from the beginning of this round. We will now go on to repeat this last row however many times you need to make it so that you can connect these chain 3 spaces underneath your arms comfortably, making it so that the long side is the side that would be going across your chest and back, and so the short sides are the sides that are folded in half and would be going across your shoulder. And again, you will want to go on to repeat this last row, and so you can fold it this way and connect these chain 3 spaces on both sides underneath your arms comfortably. Okay, when you have gone on to repeat that row enough times to be able to connect the chain 3 spaces underneath your arms comfortably, with the long sides being flat and the short sides being folded in half, going over your shoulder, we will then go on to connect these chain 3 spaces. To do that, we are going to take a needle and about 12 inches of yarn, and we are going to go through the 2nd chain, so the middle chain of the 3 on the front of our work, again having this folded in half with the short edge folded in half going over our shoulder, and then we will go into the back side of our shirt, again through the 2nd chain of the 3 and go through that, and then we will just tie this together with a normal knot and weave in the ends, and then you're going to want to do the exact same thing on the other side. And this is now making it so that this is 1 stitch, this counting as a double crochet, and then this chain on either side of where this is connected will be a chain 1 space. So again, it will now go chain 1, stitch, chain 1. When you have that connected the same way on both sides, as I said, this will now count as 1 stitch, and we should have a chain 1 on either side of that to make it so that we have a stitch, a chain 1, 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 all the way around this bottom row, and it should be the triple crochets. To continue on from here, we should have our work left off exactly where it was before we connected our 2 ends. So we are going to continue on by doing the same thing that we have been by slip stitching into the next chain 1 space and starting off with a chain of 5, which counts as a triple crochet and a chain 1. We will then skip the next triple crochet and triple crochet around the next chain 1 space, then chain 1, skip the next stitch, and triple crochet around the next chain 1 space. And we will now go on to repeat this same pattern all the way around by chaining 1, skipping a stitch, and triple crocheting around the next chain 1 space, all the way around this row, not switching into double crochets and not chaining 3, of course, at the corner, because there is no corner. And when you come here, you will work it the same as the rest of the row by working a triple crochet around the chain space, chaining 1, skipping this stitch, and triple crocheting around the next chain 1 space, and going on to repeat this all the way around the round until we come back to the beginning of the round. When you get all the way around that round, we should end it off the same as we have been, with one last triple crochet to skip. Then we will chain 1 and slip stitch into the 4th chain of the 5 from the beginning of this round. So we should now have this same pattern all the way around this last row of a triple crochet and a chain 1 all the way around, even across this armhole part right here. You can see we should have a triple crochet, a chain 1 over where those stitches connect, and then another triple crochet in the next chain 1 space. So again, that pattern should repeat all the way around this round, and we will now go on to repeat this last round however many times you need to get the length that you would like. So go on to repeat this until you have the length that you would like, whether that be a shirt length or a dress length, it is up to you. When you have worked that to be the length that you would like it to be, you will then go ahead and finish that off and weave in our ends. And if you would like to, you can go ahead and work one single crochet around every stitch around the bottom of this to make it a thicker edge. I personally am not going to do that because I want it to look just as thin down here as it does on the top. Or you can also go ahead and make a design on the bottom of this. It is up to you, and you can make your creation your own. And that's all there is to it. So I hope that was helpful and enjoyable for you. If it was, please hit that sub, like, and bell button and leave me a comment to tell me what you think. I hope that you guys go on to create many more amazing things. And until next time, guys, I'll see ya.